All right, for everybody. All right, let me just go ahead and speak my piece and shame the motherfucking devil because I'm not going to be silenced into intimidation by these entity attachments. She was a fruit vendor out there in Malibu. I'll go ahead and show you her picture. Her name is Gloria Benson. That's her higher self's name. Her name is Gloria Benson. And she was one of the people from out there in Malibu that got placed as my higher self. She got curly hair, slim figure, very mean, nasty motherfucker. Like I say, this is an extremely advanced curse where these motherfuckers put your enemies, your ops, in charge of your consciousness and so forth, and have them rule and make it hard for you to be able to escape the curse. You wake up wondering, hey man, what happened to my consciousness? What happened to this blessing? I was supposed to get this today. What happened to that? They put sadistic roach attachments in you that are designed to think that what's yours, what God gave you, is theirs. And they set up all sorts of double binds in your consciousness all throughout your astral body to keep you stuck and affixed to the curse. And to keep you from never being able to escape it. And that's exactly what's been happening to me. It's extremely sadistic. Another one set me up as a sacrifice, aside from the God in Tim Burton. The physical plane is, I'm trying to think. Got Tim Burton. Yeah, Madonna. Zendaya was another one. I kept hearing about her all throughout this. How you doing, sir? People kept talking about their roach attachments. Hey, how you doing? They kept talking. Okay, thank you. They kept talking about Zendaya. I kept wondering, why are people talking about Zendaya? And I kept hearing about Zendaya. She, from what I understand, acted as that Rosie entity attachment. Hey, who they kept saying, hey, Chief, replaced me in my body, which I still believe happened. Because I remember having an entity attachment run up on me. I believe this, was a Cajun white woman who grew up in Destrehan, Louisiana, slap her timelines on my back. And, and then when I went to liquor store, this is when I was living by Pico Boulevard in Santa Monica in the homeless shelter. I was told by the clerk, who's a very level-headed guy, this guy is not giving the flights a fancy. He said to me point blank, I heard a voice that sounded exactly like yours called my store saying, help me. And sure enough, somebody was telling me that was my soul consciousness. And I was told one of the people that's involved in sacrificing me was Zendaya. I don't know how true that is. I have a hard time believing that, given how pro-black she is. I can't see her being conniving like them two fucking crack roaches I fucking mentioned. I can't see it. I cannot see it. I just can't see it. I'm going to be honest with you. She's supposed to be acting. Now, this is why I brought up the Rosie entity attachment. She's supposed to be acting as her. and stealing my blessings, stealing my spiritual abilities, my timelines. I am myself a very level-headed person, even though I'm very spiritual and psychic. I'm not giving the flights a fancy eye. I investigate shit before, I say, hey, that's a wrap. And like I said before, I don't see. Like, I'll show you something right now. Last week, now again, there's entity attachments, which are native to you, that you can communicate through to hear these entities communicate with you, as well as with these other people that's involved who are sacrificing. It's a fucked up curse. And they kept talking about Jordan, the Occalas, to come down to South Central. And I heard them through literally the spiritual grapevine, and they did. They did. I went up there. I have a video that I'm going to be showing y'all, not alone, but it's a longer video. I actually did. Went up there, waited from 5 to 6 a.m. so I could fuck their asses up physically. Because this is evil, man. This is evil. Another one I want to fuck up is Nicholas Beard. I want to kill that motherfucker. All of them shouldn't be allowed to live. None of them. I even heard David Rayner's higher self, his entity attachment, Alex Nascimento, announce the motherfucker coming out. Something's trying to get me to think. Something I don't want to fucking think. Oh, God. This is an evil fucking spirit. That semen spirit is extremely fucking evil. These motherfuckers are hell-bent on just fucking shit up for me completely. Destroying me completely until I die. Now, with that being said, oh God, I can't see straight. I gotta get this shit out. They keep coming back. These things, they keep coming back. They're hard to keep out. I'm so inundated with these things, man. It's not even funny. That's why I like talking about it. Anyways, I waited outside the motel. They never came out. Some was telling me to go back at 8. And I waited for a little bit. Then I was like, nah, I don't feel like it. I wish I would have to see who they truly were. But they were saying, the Roach attachments were saying it was these. I don't believe it, because when I felt their energy, when I felt how they feel, I noticed that when I would, detach their subconscious, unplug their subconscious in the spiritual plane, I would no longer hear. I would no longer hear or be affected by the Alex Nascimento. I wouldn't be surprised, and it's my sinking suspicion as well, if they put roach attachments in. But from what I'm hearing from them little fuckers, as well as from my own spirit guide, they were trying to set them people up. They were both convicted felons, supposedly, like to drive white delivery trucks and go around stealing kids. Like I said before, the Occalas, and they've really sick their entity roach attachments on me when I would talk about it, are involved in child porn and child snuff up there in Malibu, specifically in Topanga Canyon Village. People talk about, and there's a lot of demonic things that go up there, but y'all need to check out Topanga Canyon Village. That's where a lot of evil shit goes down. A lot of evil shit. They have a thriving underground child porn, child snuff. Nah, man, get the fuck out of here. Child porn, child snuff operation going on. Thriving. Thriving child porn stuff operation going on up there. They don't like folks to know about it. That's why I think it's important that I'm going to just start doing videos so I can keep eyes on them, keep tabs on them, and other people can too. You know, because not only is it physical stalking, but it's also spiritual. You know, you hear people talk about gang stalking. It can be spiritual as well. You hear people talk about how people spy on them in the astral plane. That shit's real. And I'm going through it. It's usually people with great spiritual abilities and powers who go through it. But really, this is evil. Motherfuckers who are just afflicted with witchcraft like myself, man. This is evil. So with that being said, 3 celebrities, I kept hearing the Neil Diamond as well, who are involved in making me a sacrifice. Now today, one of my spirit guides was showing me exactly how they operate. She was showing me how these motherfuckers set it up in the astral plane for me to have a false burn in hell. Oh no, sweetheart, here you are. Thank you. That's something. When I was sitting in Popeyes, I saw a guy with a shirt saying, you know, ask God, and I see that. With that being said, Alex Nacimiento, he's an entity attachment that's extremely hard to get rid of. Me and my spirit team have tried to get rid of him and so forth and so on, and it's hard. They place that motherfucker in charge. Then they insert one of their sacrifice angels. You know, I remember the night when I was sleeping in my car. This is when I used to sleep on the PCH. From what I understand, 2017 was when they installed Alex Nacimiento. The curse started, it kicked off in 2016. 2017 was when they started inserting the entity attachments. They placed what's his name? They placed Alex Nacimiento from that client, I believe, as I talked about before, in charge. And that client was very, very spiritual. Very, very spiritual man. Very, very nice man. Then from there, after placing him as my higher self, now that I think about it, even though that entity attachment looks just like him, that could be, because David Rayner, from what I understand, looks like that as well. Oh, shit. This is really, really bad. From what I understand, I mean, it's getting dire. My fucking spirit team is getting fucking eliminated out by these evil ass things. They're like vultures. They pile high on top of you. You try to get rid of one, another one comes and everything. They placed the Alex Nacimiento character, him, as my higher self. Then from there, they placed, I saw that they had me spiritually connected to 3 homes. And I'll give you the addresses. I'll go ahead and just put them down. Those are the homes. Nicholas Bearden, Yona Ocala, or what is it, Nini Ocala, and Fred Ocala, aka David Rayner. I believe that client's name was David Rayner. And they just stole his name. With that being said, you gotta watch it with these entity attachments that they put on these roach attachments, because they're very, very clever and they know how to trick people. They'll have you thinking that your mama is David Rayner. And they've done that before by disguising them in the astral plane when they knew they would get attacked when I do these vlogs. You know, they got me somewhere where I can't even get spiritual help because they got me disguised in the spirit plane. Like when I looked at my astral body, I saw a little girl. Because they got my consciousness so fucked up and afraid, it's not even funny. It took me out my astral body through their trickery perception and, you know, just fucking with my mind. Really, but to a horrendous degree. I haven't been able to find my astral body. They've been trying to get me as far away from it as possible. They even took out my soul consciousness so I can never connect with my astral body again. That's how dire the situation is. So with that being said, another person I saw was Isaac Mizrahi. They kept talking about a leprechaun all throughout this. And I saw an Isaac Mizrahi. They also mentioned an Afro-White. And I believe they claim that's the real name of David Rayner, but I'm not sure. I know the client's name was David Rayner. But anyways, they show these, you know, when I went to the motel, these were the 2 people that came out. Ain't no way in hell those people would be involved in the shit that they fucking involved in. Again, I unplugged their subconscious. And it would, you know, emancipate me for a little bit, but not that much. So they were showing me how it was all set up. They got the 3 homes. And then they were showing me an entity attachment. An entity attachment of your consciousness, which they connect to. trying to put shit in my head right now to get me to do something stupid. They connect to that so that they can fleece off you and steal from you. But there's always ways to get your shit back. Then from there, I was shown the house. There's a house. I'm going to go ahead and give you the address where they sacrifice people. 13245 Bayview Drive. It's right around where Nicholas Dearden lives. He's supposed to be the officiator. He's the more spiritual person. That's in charge of the operation. And he's the one that's in charge of the others. They're trying to intimidate me into silence right now by draining one of my consciousnesses. They look like spider webs in the astral plane with heads in the middle. You know, I drew a picture of them a while. They'll put all sorts of, when they're connected to you, they'll put all sorts of sacrifice angels and consciousness eaters in it so that you can stay stuck to the curse and not be able to leave. I'm sorry if I look schizophrenic, but they fucking with my head really, really bad, man. I can only imagine people get the worst of it. I can't even imagine. So with that being said, one thing I want y'all to remember is everything is God-given, so they cannot take shit away from you. You're always connected to it. It's your birthright. That's why they try to get you to sign a soul contract. That's your birthright. They could take whatever they want momentarily, but they can't take away your birthright. They can't take away your shit. These motherfuckers are like fucking thieves, man. When you trying to do videos like this, or when you just fucking trying to lie in bed, especially at night, that's when they fleece you the most, and you just trying to relax and recline, man. They're like fucking little animals and shit. They come up, they use all sorts of little astral devices, trickery and shit to steal your shit, snatch shit out your fucking head. You can physically feel it. Rob you of stuff in the astral plane, off your body, and you can physically feel it, man. It's disgusting dealing with these things. You know, I had an ancestor working on emancipating me from this shit the other day, and they were saying, you know, exactly what I'm saying, which is that these things are like fucking, they disgusting, nerve-wracking. They get on your fucking nerves. They aggravate. That's why you have to have some type of strong spiritual protection. You know, you can use frequencies. There's frequencies that you can use to get your shit back. The other thing I was going to mention, too, in the other video is you can connect to their motherboard just like they do yours. Like, they'll tacitly connect to your motherboard. But not all the way so that they can get your shit, but you can't get shit from them. And it's funny because, you know, I got to figure out how they do this. Every time I talk about these motherfuckers, an entity attachment suddenly appears to display exactly what it is that I just talked about in the video. Like when I mentioned the cloud consciousness, the entity attachment that they set up to rob you, I feel an entity all of a sudden come in and start stealing from you. and stealing from their consciousness. Now, there's frequencies you can use to get your shit back. 17, 15 hertz is one. There's, with these trickery ass motherfuckers, you want to use teleportation to be able to get your shit back. Like I say, they and their higher selves are very, very sadistic. Them motherfuckers don't like to be found out, and they don't like you to get your shit back. They actually get an attitude. Like I heard Nicholas Beard in the spiritual plane say, "That's not yours. I want your shit," because they want my shit. What I heard real bad, like they do a lot of other people. Now, what Nicholas Bearden does is he connects to your palette number. It's an entity attachment you got right here, and that you got in your heart chakra. He actually stole the entity attachment in my heart chakra. Not all the way, but some of it. So I wouldn't be able to fight back, and so he could drain me of my power. That's why they're big on divesting you from your original consciousness as much as they can, because that's like, you know, your identity, your energy signature. So that's what you are. There's usually his higher and higher self that looks like this. His higher self looks just like him, that be doing all that shit. I gotta get these little ass assholes out my motherfucking, away from me, man, out my shit, my greater consciousness and everything. In my case, they plan on, since they can't kill me at a certain time, from what I understand, 86 or something, I'm supposed to die. They can't kill me, so they can only energy harvest off of me. A lot of people, they energy harvest off of them heavily until they kill me. There were a couple of people that happened to. So from there, what they proceed to do is, again, in the astral plane, there's a designated house in which they make the sacrifices. And they were showing me the 3 Hollywood celebrities: Tim Burton, you got Madonna, another one is supposedly Zendaya, but I believe it's more so Isaac Mizrahi. That nigga ain't done shit in a while. That's why the motherfuckers be staying relevant and rich, because they be stealing the blessings of up-and-coming people through using these roach attachments. It's a little known secret in Hollywood. Hollywood, I should call it. They use this shit to steal and siphon off of little known people who have very little spiritual and psychic defense. That's why I feel it's important to talk about it. You know, if you gotta help me, teleport. It's gonna be hard to find. I can tell you that right now. And there's ways to teleport to somebody. These roach attachments are getting very fucking serious. They're teleporting people right now, sending them to go fuck with me and all of that. So with that being said, the key to defeat these people is this. I'm going to tell you something about these 3 particular people. They have an agreement with these particular roaches, these very hyper-sentient roaches. I'm trying to figure out what makes them so fucking sentient. I can't seem to figure that out, that part. To go and do these evil ass fucking things. The key to defeating them is to cut off that entity attachment in the back. Again, they look like saucer ships that extend all the way up. If you keep fucking with their consciousness enough, they're gonna tell their roach attachments they need to chill. I did that one day. Them motherfuckers were sent flying fucking high. They were like, stop it, stop it. I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm not gonna stop shit. You got my fucking parents and righteous me in the hell realms, nigga, I'm gonna kill you. And that's really my fucking game plan. I wanna kill them. Not physically so much as spiritually, because you gotta get these motherfuckers out. You gotta get rid of the host. to be able to defeat the cause. How you doing, sir? That's the only way you can get rid of it. And they the cause. They do all this evil ass shit, stealing your soul consciousness, picking on you, tormenting you, teasing you, and all of that. You get even more sadistic the closer you get to defeating them. They had me fucking crying at the homeless shelter trying, I heard in the astral plane that Madonna's highest self aborted with them to set it up so that I could kick out of the fucking place. I was about to low-key tell them what was going on. But something told me not to know. But they had a more compassionate person there, like, discussing with him. Very, very nice about it. Very, very nice about it. Saying she would pray for me. She would pray for me. Now, right now, they have me stuck in the subconscious, which is a realm of hell. David Occalas, Alex Nascimento, the entity attachment that's supposed to be the higher self of Alex Nascimento, of David Occalas, Fred Occalas. From what I understand, he's soul. That's the Roach attachment created from the soul of a neighbor he was very jealous of, who was stuck in the hell realm once the guy died in his sleep. So he can steal his blessings and spiritual abilities. Like I said, I'm dealing with some really nasty ass people who need to be fucking locked up and taken out the physical fucking plane. These evil motherfuckers don't like the fact that I know about the child sacrifice and child porn that be going on up there in Topanga Canyon Village and all the evil malicious shit. Now another way to defeat them is right blood something in the ass, point right. You want this back, you want that. But like I said before, do not let them have a lot of power over your mind like they got me. Literally in the astral plane, they have a lot of power over my mind. And it's because I've been compromised. I got possessed by them two evil spirits they placed in me, Seamus Anderson, as well as my poor father in another timeline where he was not the greatest of people. But neither do those two deserve to be where they're at. From what I understand, supposedly Tim Burton signed a soul contract with the devil as well, saying he ain't got that much longer to live and so he wanted to be immortal. The way they do this, the way the Illuminati do this is they make soul contracts with these Roach attachments. That's how people mysteriously, like my poor grandmother did, die in their sleep. From what I understand, they had my poor grandfather in the hell realm, and he was a very good soul, just like my grandmother, very pious, God-fearing person, being pumped with fucking roaches constant in the astral plane. And they've been hiding them ever since. Got the teleporter, and there's frequencies to use. 1715 hertz is one. It's probably even more powerful to get them back. They try shutting you down in the astral plane while in the realm of hell, in my consciousness, as well as outwardly out and externally out in the astral plane. And I try to free myself from this. I put all sorts of entity attachments to try to disable my free will to be able to use frequency, but they can't. I actually consulted two very, very powerful gurus in the physical plane, as well as in the spiritual. One is very, very popular. And they both say, pray to the God of light. It's the God of darkness, that's a demiurge, pray to the God of light. The God whom the Rainers worship is the God, the demiurge. That's the God of the hell realms, that's the God that rules the universe we live in of duality. I believe the subconscious mind. They kept telling me you gotta pray to the God of light. That's the God with the archangels, the angels, and the saints. That's who you have to pray to. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up by saying, feed these motherfuckers, cut their consciousness right back here, especially in the middle. And you also want to, in conjunction, write books on them, say you want their asses to die in a car wreck and everything. Peace and take care.